How are y'all doing? It's really an honor to be here today. I feel really just incredible pleasure to come and talk to you. I want you to know that as I prepared for this talk, I really thought a lot about what to say. And I hope what I share with you today, I hope you know that it comes from the heart. And I hope that those students out there that are looking for your next step, hope you recognize that the person up here talking is one of you. I grew up here, and I hope that you'll see that through me, if God can use me to grow a company like we've grown, He can use anybody. And I really want to first recognize Amistad. We have newspapers in Houston and Dallas. We serve about 26 communities, and an organization like this is very rare. And first of all, I just want to thank Amistad and recognize you as a real jewel to this community. This is such a huge accomplishment, and the first thing that I'd like to do is just recognize all of the winners, and I think you all deserve a huge round of applause for being here. Let's applaud. For just a minute, just think about all it took to get here where you're at today. Think of all the words that you have read, all the words that you have written. Think of all the hours that you have spent studying, and the hours that you've avoided studying. Think of the projects, the tests, and the bad dreams of missing those tests. Anybody had those dreams? I still have them. They don't go away. I still miss my biology test in college. Think about the times that you hit a wall with a bad grade, with a packed schedule, a broken relationship, and you wanted to quit. The fact that you're here today is proof that you didn't quit. It's proof that you reached your limit, that took stock of what really matters to you, and you kept on going. That experience showed you that walls in your life aren't nearly as tall or as thick or as imposing as you think they are. Never forget that, because you're going to run into them a lot. You look at those walls in two ways. First, as a barrier that stops your progress, or second, an obstacle that makes you stronger. I've never been in the military, but I've watched my fair share of military videos, so I feel like I'm kind of an expert. And in every one, we see these characters in the movies climbing walls, jumping walls, learning how to go up and down walls. Now, I know that there's probably more to it than just learning how to climb a wall. I believe that the real goal is to show that walls can be beat. A few months ago, Americans paused to reflect on the end of John F. Kennedy's life in Dallas 50 years ago. For me, the anniversary reminded me of something that I had read at the JFK Library a little bit of last year. JFK said, "Do not pray for easy lives. Pray to be stronger men." Your time getting here has not been easy, and you should thank God for that, because you are stronger. Your diploma coming up and this award are documentation of that strength. But the life that you lead to this day forward will be the proof of it. The discipline you developed to get here today is the key to your future success. The very word discipline has to do with the transformation of self through teaching and training. As a man who works in the world of business, in the media of business, I can tell you that you and your leadership are needed. There are a lot of people out there cutting corners, exploiting the gray areas of life, giving up before the goal is reached. Fortunately, help is on the way, and it's you. Thanks to what you've learned from your teachers and examples like Amistad, you have a baseline understanding of what is good, what is beautiful, what is honorable, and you can make decisions based on that. As you study the lives of great people and learn from the example of great teachers and staff, you have discovered the importance of emulating the right people. In the process, you, students, you yourselves have become the type of people that are worth emulating. The question is, will you keep growing? Think about your favorite teacher or your mentor that has come alongside you before today. These people you want to emulate, and they've admired your admiration, not by luck, or cheating, or by inheriting a fortune, but by God's grace, they've weathered trials with their character intact and their conscience clear as they go sleep at night. They've shown discipline as they live, and they've made sacrifices that would be exhausting if they weren't serving a higher purpose. Think about that. Think about those teachers and mentors, the higher purpose they serve. Your ability to manage that balance is going to be key to your success. If we could go around this auditorium, I wonder what stories we would hear about the sacrifices made to get here today. What single mother sacrificed in exchange for a better future for the children? How many parents are ready and willing to sacrifice their retirement to pay for your future tuition? How many of you skipped a night of socializing with your friends to study for a critical test? That delayed gratification is the hallmark of a disciplined life. Here in the not too distant future, you're going to hang your diploma and this award on a wall. It could be in a college dorm room. It might be in a future corporate office. It might even adorn the wall one day at the Texas State Capitol. No matter where you drive that nail, the diploma and this award will remind you of the essential discipline that sustains you. Now, as you look at it and you admire it, you try to read the superintendent's signature, don't lose sight of what's behind it. Never lose sight of the wall on which it hangs. So you'll remember the walls you've overcome to earn it. Remember that success flows from discipline. It's part of God's plan. It's His way. He set it up. After all, He was quite disciplined when He decided to create the earth. He didn't create fish before He created the oceans. He didn't create trees before the sun was in the sky to sustain them. He didn't create mankind before He placed Adam and Eve to live, love, and learn. He had a plan, and He stuck to it, and then He rested. Bottom line, our God is a God of order, and we reflect His character when we apply discipline in our own lives. As it pertains to discipline, though, I would issue a simple caution. The pursuit of order is not an end to itself. The pursuit of your goals is not the end-all, be-all. The fruits of your labor are not the only measure of a life well lived. As we endeavor to be disciplined, hardworking, and productive, we can never lose grip on the importance of relationship. Even though God is the epitome of discipline, He is not defined by it. Instead, He is defined by love, and so should we. As we interact with others, with our siblings, parents, students, co-workers, even homeless people, we must keep God's love front of mind. This world's gravity is going to naturally draw us away from those things that matter most, from our faith, from our family, from our godly future. We must fight that gravity in pursuit of meaningful relationship. We must fight the gravity of this world to pursue meaningful relationship. The scope of your key relationships should include an ongoing connection with Amistad and with this community. Certainly, you want to keep connection with your Facebook friends and your classmates, but also your teachers, your administrators, and also various alumni of various ages. Stay connected. Stay close. Attend community events. Come back for football games. Go to church. One day you cut a check to Amistad. As much as this community means to you today, it will grow into something entirely different in the years to come. For me, being able to come back to this community and lead a business is powerful, and it's a reminder of the grace of God and how He can use any of us, and that He has purpose for us all. He has purpose for us all. God keeps pursuing us. He is faithful even when we are not. So let's celebrate His faithfulness today. And let's write it on our hearts, because you're going to need to remember it as you hit these walls. In your own way, each of you, each of us, is called to be a leader. And the things you learn here and the things you see here will help. Because I know this community. Because I know the people, the leaders. Because I know our God, I know you can do it. Your discipline, your experience, your faith are the necessary ingredients for success, and I'm confident that you're going to attain it. This room is full of strong men and women who won't ask for an easy life, right? Am I right? Who's in here asking for an easy life? Instead, you'll climb more walls, you'll grow stronger, and I believe you'll change our world. As I close, I do so with a heart overflowing with optimism. As I wish you well, I do so with an abiding faith in the God who made us, who shapes us, and who calls us into relationship. Our choice is to listen for this voice, then get to work, loving others. St. John Paul II will be canonized this Sunday. He was the first non-Italian pope in 4 centuries. He was elected in 1978. In his remarkable life of service to others, he stayed close to the gospel of Jesus Christ. About our desire to do something great in our lives, he says this: "It is Jesus that you seek when you dream of happiness. He is waiting for you when nothing else finds you. Nothing else satisfies you. He is the beauty to which you are so attracted. It is He who provoked you with a thirst for fullness that will not let you settle for compromise. It is He who urges you to shed the masks of a false life. It is He who reads in your heart your most genuine choices, the choices in others that try to stifle. It is Jesus who stirs in you the desire to do something great with your lives, the will to follow an ideal, the refusal to allow yourselves to be ground down by mediocrity, the courage to commit yourselves humbly and patiently to improving yourselves and society, making the world more human and more fraternal." As I prepared this talk, I really felt led to tell you a story that I saw in February when I was in Cuba. Students, I work with students in my church. I know the trials and tribulations that you guys go through, and I want to make sure that if you hear anything, you hear this today. This world, and there are countries that will tell you that you don't matter, that you're just a number, that you're flesh and bones. And that biology class, you'll sit there and learn about how cells split. And they'll tell you that you came from a monkey. They'll tell you that you don't matter. I want to tell you a story about a woman I met in Cuba, socialist, communist Cuba, that tells everybody that they're just a number. When they bury their dead, they put them in the ground, and in 6 years after their flesh is gone, they pull their bones out so they can bury somebody else. They don't matter. 78-year-old woman comes up to me, and I'm there on a mission trip. As you can tell, faith is important to me. I'm on a mission trip, and she's agnostic. Most people in the communist world are, because they believe that you're just a number. And she says she's going to visit her daughter who has cancer. And I just asked her the question that in America we don't ask nearly enough. I asked her, why is it that you love your daughter if she's just flesh and bones? If she's going to die and turn into this dust, why is it that you love her like you do? It's because she has a soul. And the 78-year-old woman starts crying. I shared the truth about Jesus and how Jesus came and died for us and loves us. And she had to share it with her sister. And I don't know who needed to hear that tonight, but I believe somebody in this room needed to hear that. That you're not a number, that you matter to God, and that He loves you, and He cares for you, and I believe He has a plan for your life. The plan, the outcome, the life significance that we pursue will ultimately glorify God, and will satisfy us like nothing else can. I can't wait for you to experience it. So congratulations to you all. May God bless you, and really, may God use you to change our world. Thank you.